everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another new episode. So this is what our app looks like, and today's episode we're just going to make more improvements to this and add more sections. And we have a lot of things to cover in this episode, so I will somehow move more faster. So the first thing, I was getting inspiration from these marketplace websites. As you can see, look at their header. They have this header here, and down here they have these sections here, and you can see they are all always fixed. Whichever page you go on, the header and the mega menu is always fixed. The same thing to Fiverr. You can see that even on Fiverr you have the same thing. You have a mega menu and it is fixed, and you can see it is a mega menu. Okay. So we're just going to do exactly the same thing. We just need to make this one fixed and even this one fixed, and also we are going to modify somehow our colors so that it looks much better. Okay, so I'm just going to start with going to our navbar in the front. I'm just going to give it fixed, so I will give it fixed, and I will give it top 0, and I think this one should be enough. Top 0, as simple as that. And let's see, it might need let's make sure we have the right thing. Just go down here. So we need to make it the same thing to this section, and this one I'm just also going to change it to BG. It will be slate 50, border gray. I just need to change that. Okay, so you can see here it is here. You can just go ahead and give it width full. Okay, just go ahead and give it width full, and the same thing we do to this. Go to mega menu, even mega menu will fix it. Let me just go to the layout on this mega menu. We shall go ahead and fix it, so I'm just going to say fixed. Say fixed, and then we have to give it some top. For now, let's say maybe 20 something, and then let's say also width is full. And this BG we are going to stick to slate 50. Okay, so this is good, and then even this one is fixed. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see these two sections are fixed. So now let's first fix them. I'm just going to first go ahead and go to front end page. Let me first take off this hero section so that we can see what is going on very well. Okay, so we have something like that. Okay, so the first thing, I'm just going to go ahead and of course change the colors of some of these things. Navbar. Okay, and there's one thing I want to add in the navbar. Let me open here. There is any other link. I'm just going, we want to add, let's first fix this first. So we have this border. Is it being seen? Yeah, the border is there. Okay, and just go down, logo, then we have this, the button, is this text gray. Text, $9.50. Okay, let's just see how this one looks now. Okay, that's good. And the for this one, BG blue, let's say maybe 700, and this one is just say text gray 50 for the login. Another one here, the same thing. This one might be okay. Okay, so if you just look at this and this, they actually have the same background. Okay, so we could just go ahead and give them, both of them, the white background. So let's go and on this mega menu, navbar, and then here I'm just going to say BG actually white. And then this mega menu in the layout, so this one, even if I remove it, this one will have BG white also, but yes, say BG white here. I think this will just propagate to this finally. Okay, so we have now, this is how this looks like. Maybe this one's 950 is a little bit harsh. Well, we have 950 is, let's first test with some others. Test gray, maybe let's try 700 or maybe 800. Okay, yeah, I think that is much better. So the another thing I just want to put in, and let's first make sure this also looks great on the small screens. Oh, okay, so on the small screen we still have that. Just go ahead and fix that. Okay, so this one we take it back to VG white. Okay, and there is that border. And just say divide y grade 300. Yeah, maybe you could just say 200. I don't know how 200 looks like. Yeah, I think 200 is much better. Okay, so so this still looks very okay. Okay, yeah, yep. So even here you can see we have our stuff showing up really well. That's great. And now what we just want is, now that we have this, of course we could have another one here called more, and I don't know why the max width stopped working. If you think about it, this one, the max width stopped working, and even if you give this BG green maybe 600, see it where it is located. Let me see. Okay, that's where it is located. The MX is no longer working, so that means we have to use left. Okay, we can use left maybe 10 to push it away from the left, just like that. And we can also give it it would have width full, which is actually not doing anything, but just simply after pushing them off just like that, I think that one will be enough. Okay, okay, so just go ahead. So this is fixing both the header and this. Let's go ahead and add the hero section. Just go back to this page and let's add our hero section. Okay, So we shall also go to the hero section. We shall need to change some things, giving it like a margin top, for instance. So this here, just going to give it a margin top, maybe specifically of 100 pixels, or we could just use it even rem. You can pass in, like, for instance, I just try 100 pixels first and we see. Okay, 130. Okay, 160. Okay, so far this is how it is. So this is passing we have to make sure that this is having the z index of top. We don't need this scenario whereby it is passing like that. So the header, so this one, we can give it a z index of 50, and the same thing to the mega menu. So let's give this one also z index. Let's try 50. Okay, so you can see that the stuff now, the ones, they don't have really the background color, so we want them to have a background color. Okay, so this specifically, this one is really not doing anything in terms of background color. Even when we give this bg white, I have no idea if this can, I think we need to give it like bg white. Okay, so that works actually. Okay, and this bg white now is no longer working. Okay, so I'm just going to give this I don't think this max width is working. Let me just say left 0 here and right 0, and I see what this one means. And of course, left 0, top 20, right 0. Let's see. Okay, it becomes centered. I don't know if this is what we want. I just need to bg white. could even go to the mega menu itself and to this. Let me give this, I hope it has a class name, and let's say bg white. Yeah, now this I think it is slightly above, so let's go and see. We could just try 20 something. Let me just see here. We have 24 and 28. Let's try 24 and see. Okay, so this line is now being seen. Okay. Okay. It is slightly okay, so I'm just going to instead give the 20 we had given, and I think the border instead, let me put it here. So if I just go to the navbar, this border, if I put this border to the mega menu, so just like this, border top, yeah, so now we have the border working very well. So this is I think more nice. And these ones this side, we need to push these ones. So after removing max width, let's say put back max width. What you want to see what happens. That is how it abstracts them and they move off the canvas. Okay, so just remove the max width and just going to put container. Okay, so yeah, that is much better. Okay, and I think py also, let's just stick it 4. Yep. Okay, so now one thing I want to add, maybe I don't know if it is necessary to put dark mode. Okay, we just go ahead and put dark mode, or we could just simply go ahead and move on. Okay, so we have made this section, it is done. Now I just want to push this search at this to be, let me see what the search is. In the hero section, just go to the hero section, we have the search bar here. If we go to the search, it has this max width. I don't know if it is this. Let's first remove the mx. Yeah, so now it is starting from here. That's what we want. Okay, yeah, so far this is good. Okay, now let's go ahead and add in some other sections. So the other section I want to add in is this. We can add trusted by I don't know if it is important, that section of trusted by, but we can just also go ahead and put that. We have this here brands. If we just go ahead and put in this section of brands, so I'm just going to copy this, go let's create in the front end brands .tsx. Okay, so we can remove this. So const brand single image export default brand. So this one is going to be like brands, I guess. So just simply add s here and also add s here. Okay, now we have single image taking in these props. Okay, which is nice, but then you need to annotate types. So just simply come here, you could just go ahead and say single image props. So you could just go here and say type. Now these ones, I don't know if they will be coming from the backend or not, but you could just say export type single image props. So the props are here. Just could just copy them the way they are here, just like that. So the href is string, image source is string, and even alt is string. And then let's just come here and add image props, just like that. Okay, so get these brands, let's bring them to the page here. Okay, so we could just add the brands here, and we could just add the title to them, trusted by, something like that. If we just go to brands, so here on the section before this, we could just have an h2 with text center with padding y. Maybe we could just say padding bottom, of 6, and saying trusted by. Okay, okay, so we have this trusted by, and then this padding, maybe we could reduce it. Rg, we could make it 60. Let's reduce this to 10. Okay, yeah, much better. Okay, so next is we just want to add, if we just go here we need to add our popular services. Okay, we just need to add popular services, even if you go to Upwork also. Okay, they have this, so just going to have browse by talent, and to be, for our case, will be this. So down here we have, for instance, we have browse by symptoms, specialist, and all that kind of stuff. So let's just start with this. Like, we have to have popular services, or we could just have popular categories down here. Oh, this is a point. Maybe we could just put this. If we go back to summary, we could have we add both of them. So just going to have symptoms, and what we could have this. Okay, so let's have this section, top rated something, and you can just go here. And you could just go to features and services. So just need, we will use tabs. We'll use tabs the way they use it here. We'll have these kind of tabs just like this. Okay, so I'm just going to create a section, and maybe we add this one. That's why I was thinking of getting this. It is already in the center. Do we need it centered? Not really. So you can just see the section. You can see here we have this, and we have service card. Okay, so let me just go and see here. I'm just going to say here I'm just going to call this one tab the section. Just paste this. So quickly, I'm just going to remove this. What I'm just going to leave is this, maybe this, and then I'll just go ahead and remove this, and therefore I will also remove the service card. Okay, and here is where we're going to put the tabs. and let's bring this section there. So I'm just going to go to page, and let's again just change this tabbed section. Okay, so we have the tabbed section. I'm just going to bring it here down. Okay, so just going to scroll down. Okay, I think we need to go somehow. Maybe this one we make it somehow gray. Just going to say bg slate 50 instead, so that it somehow puts like, yeah, a change in colors. We could even just go ahead and make it 100, I guess. Yeah, and then down here we shall have this section now of the tabs, and they just say put this for now. And we this one for our services, let me see. Just going to remove the ones of our services, this one. I'm just going to change this to this and some text. So here we have this. Okay, and then we're just going to remove this max with it, which is somewhere, I don't know. So we have this taking this max width of this. Maybe let's try 5 XL to allow it to occupy all this big place. Okay, and we could just put browse by, and then we could just simply put those tabs. I think we don't need even so many words. Browse by. Okay, this just okay. can just come here and let's put the tabs down here. So we have so many places we can get the tabs. The first place can be shared. They have these they have I think they have the tabs. So here you can see they have the tabs. Okay, this is how their tabs look like. They have these tabs. Another place for getting tabs is the Flowbyte React. So you just go to Flowbyte React and you just go here on get started, and the components, they also have, I think they are called tabs. Okay, and you have the liberty of even putting like the icons, all that kind of stuff. You can just put like that. You can expand. There is the tabs, then tab item. Okay, you can have these ones. I think we can use one of these ones. They really look more of what we need. So we have the ones with icons. Okay, let's just go ahead and install these ones, since we already have I think Flowbyte installed. Let's confirm. Do we have Flowbyte installed? No, we don't have, I think, Flowbyte installed. So you can just quickly install Flowbyte, because we shall also use some of its components. Okay, so I'm just going to right click here on the quick start. Let me just look for the ones for shard. They're not giving us really a lot of options. These ones give us more options. So just go here, Next.js. So the first thing is to install Flowbyte React. Is to install Flowbyte React, and then next is to add this to your Tailwind config. Okay, under content, in here. Next is to add this plugin. So scroll down. where we have these plugins. And that's it. Okay, so we still have, of course, not yet installed this, and just wait for a second for this to install. So we'll have browse by, we'll have browse by, I think it was here. So we'll have browse by symptoms, by maybe popular doctors, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have popular services or popular categories. Okay, so you can just also be looking at the usage. So we're just going to use these ones with icons and the underline. I think they look much more clean. So you can just come here and copy this, and you're just going to say tabs in this here. And I think we will not have the word tabs is already taken, so just going to rename this. Just going to have this as tab items, maybe tabbed items. So you can just have that tabbed items. Okay, another thing you have to install is, we can just go and also install the React icons. Okay, this one I'm just going to change this to export default function, export default function, and we'll change this to tabbed items. Okay, so we'll have also, I think, an array, because or we can just like write them manually, but I think it would be good if we just like we create an array, we map through them instead. Okay, I'm just going to do that. So you just say const tabs is equal to an array, and And if you look in this array, we have different contents. You can see you have like these doctors, specialist symptoms. So we'll have really different things. So they just first have, I think, the array of tabs, and then for each tab will have its own content. Okay, so for the tabs, so I think the tab will have its own content. So I'm just going to have an array where I have a tab title. So you could just say title. Okay, for instance, popular services. And then down here I'm just going to have the content, the content which will also be, for instance, an array content. This can also be like an array of sort. So let's go ahead and 2, 3, 4. So we have popular services, we have doctors, then we have specialists, and then we have symptoms. Okay, just like that. And then they will also have each, of course, each will have the content like that. And for this, each of the title, I think it has also the icon. So we also have icon. We'll have the icon. Let me just go ahead and add icon. It will have icon. Okay, as this one is still installing. Okay, so now we have all our tabs. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of these icons which comes here. Ctrl C, just add wherever there is this icon. Let's add this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the mapping over here instead. And then we'll have to play around with this active. So yes, say tabs dot map, of course, and then here we have a tab. So you can see return a tab. So here we have a key, and then we have this where we have the icon, and then where is the title? The title is here. So here just going to have tab dot title, and then here we'll have tab dot icon. So tab dot icon. Okay, and then of course here we'll have the content, okay. So as this still installs, we're just going to continue as this installing. I don't know why it has taken some time, so let's just be planning something like this. So the first one is top rated services. Okay, so now it doesn't necessarily that we have to make them look like this. So we could just make our service with images. So these ones are going to be like, in fact, top rated categories. I think they will be like categories or something like that. And these ones will be those categories. They will be coming from the backend. So we can just use any image or something to really make them stand out. So we could just look at various places and see how they made theirs. So there is this making them as easy as using their titles, as simple as that. But then there is where you can make them with an image just like that, as you can see here. There's also making them with icons. Okay, they just first go down to products to look at some nice designs. Like products, there is product carousel. Okay, featured products. Okay, I like these ones. There is of course also recent products. So there is also this one. Would make a nice card here. Okay, still installing. So I don't know if we just make them to be all of them to have the same style. There is this one having another style, this one is another style. Okay, just have these ones. Okay, let's just go also to categories. Okay, there is these ones. So there is these ones. I think they look nice. Okay, so let's just go ahead. The installation has finished. I think everything now should be okay. Let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, we are good to go. So just need to bring these tabbed section. This is tabbed items. So we have to go to this tabbed section, and down here we need just to add that. I think it's here. I hope I exported this. Okay, so today we must finish this homepage. I just need to, we shall start on the other pages. Specifically, I think we will go for the dashboard and so on in the next episode. So as we're starting the dashboard, I want to introduce the authentication right away. So I want us to move so fast by the end, which is 15th. I must be having somehow would have done so many things. Cannot be passed related to a client component unless you expect to use, marking it use server. So just look at that. Active true title. So this is in tabbed items. So here they're saying you cannot pass. Let's first put the icon itself. Let's first put the icon itself here, just like that, and then we shall look for the best way to put it. And let's install React icons. I think that's what the problem is. npm install React icons. Let's install React icons. And therefore let's return this. Actually, I think yeah, so in the next episodes we will have to work on adding the dashboards. So put the dashboard, or I think we might work on authentication. Yeah, the next one we might work on authentication, and then we put dashboard, and then we see how we're starting to add those things from the backend, the forms and so on and so forth. We shall work on the components by ourselves very fast, so that I don't want this series to take more episodes, which I'm just going to regulate it to have as few episodes as possible. So the React icons have installed. So let's wait and see. So React icons. Okay, let's just start the server somehow. I'm just going to go ahead and restart the server. So Ctrl C. And then rerun it. So we also wanted to put something on top there. I don't know if it is viable. So I was going to open another place called landing for you, so that we can also look at their components. I'm not sure where this issue is coming from. I'm just going to try to use a roasted icon instead, because it seems like this. Let's just get an icon, for instance, maybe align. From roasted. And thank you so much those ones who are who write their suggestions on the comments. I really like it, and some of those functionalities we're going to add them. Okay, some of those functionalities we will add them in our design, so really it is a good thing. Keep on commenting if you want something we should just really consider it. So the React icons, they have failed to install. I don't know if, what did I install here? Install React icons. React icons. I don't know why they have failed to work. Let's try from other libraries, something like, I don't know why this. For instance, let's add like a close icon from roasted, and then I will see if this one works, because the other ones they have failed to work. Let me just try this. Let me just see. You may find also it's not all about these ones. Let me comment them instead. Let's see if there is any change, because I'm saying that cannot directly pass this. I hope we have like use client on top here. Okay, so yeah, so we have here is the section popular services, and maybe we could just go ahead and these tabbed items inside the tabbed section. Are they inside the container? Yes, the inside is container. I think we just need to give them some sort of dot mx auto dot max width of maybe 660. just like that, to make sure that they extend somehow. What is that? Excel. Okay, great. So I'm happy with where they are right now. So now the active also is moving, which is a good thing. Already by default we don't need to move it. So the only thing is to give it some content. So now to know that the content is changing, we can just go for each of these. We can give it some content. Now the content can be really different. For instance, the services, the doctors, specialists, they will have different cards of different designs. Okay, for instance, the we just say popular services. Okay, we could just come here and design a nice service. Maybe just go here, and you could just go directly and check on the products or just the categories here. Okay, okay, so there is categories. So these ones here. Okay, I think these ones are much better. This I like this design, this sort of design. So they just have a card on the left. It has, we could even make it to have an image on the left. So I'm just going to have here, for instance, the service. Okay, we just do something like this. So for the services, I'm just going to continue for the services, and then inside this we shall have services list or service list dot tsx rfc so just going to have this inside here. Just put h2 of services, and then we shall have a service card dot tsx, and let's go ahead rfc okay. So let's go and see the design. So we have a rounded card, so you can start from that. Class name, we have a rounded md card, rounded md bg slate like of 400, and on hover bg 500. Okay, duration of 300. To take that duration. Okay, and let's go ahead. Inside, I'm just going to have two. So itself is going to be, I think, a link. Of course, from next link, going to add href. And here I'm just going to say input from next link. And then inside here I'm just going to have an image. Okay, from next image, it will have source, it will have alt, and to have a class name, so for now I don't know if I have any image in this fabric. I'm just going to get some image. I need to get some image, so let me just go here and maybe get an image. We just get any image of a person here and we use that for now. Okay, let me just copy this image. It is extremely huge. I need a smaller one. I need a really small image. Okay, I'm just going to simply, I think, get mine. All the images are extra. Okay, there is this one. So I'm just going to go to Fabric. I'll just go to the public folder and add at least an image to use. And just rename it to maybe doctor, something like that. Of course, in the future this will be coming from the database, we don't have to worry. So here just going to add slash doctor dot JPEG, and you can also go ahead and look at its dimensions. It is 1170 by 848. Okay, so you can just specify here width. It is 1170 and height is 848. Okay. This one is going to be title. I don't know why today my TypeScript is so slow. You can see how it takes time to get things. Image cannot be used as JSX, so you can see it is still loading this up to now. And I think just probably we didn't import it from service code. Just import this from next image. Okay, so now this should be flex, so this one has to be flex. Let's give a gap of 4. Okay, and I need this one to be full, and then this side I'm just going to add something else. I'll add also a flex. Okay, and let's add h2 here for this. Okay, and then here we're just going to add a p tag, so you can see 983 doctors available. So you see here 936 doctors available. Okay, so if we just go and bring the service code inside the service list here, so you can just see here service code, class name is going to be grid. Just say here grid course. Grid course maybe 5, and this is going to be in LOG, and then we just have MD grid course 3, SM grid course 2, and finally we have grid core 1. Okay, so just have service code. Let's duplicate them a number of times, like 6, see what will happen. Okay, let's go and to give this a gap. So you can also give a gap in y and a gap in x. Let's give just a uniform gap of 6. And let's bring them here. So service list, I'm just going to go to tabbed section or tabbed items. For instance, where we have this content, it has this. Service list. And the way it takes in this, we might need also different components to render, I guess. Might need to render different components inside there, because for each tabbed item it has its own. Okay, so far this is how this looks like. Okay. First, let's go ahead to the card, to the image. Since this is flex, I'm just going to give this one width of a third, and then this one I'm just going to give it a width of 2/3. And let's see. Okay, just like this. This is what I want exactly. For the image height, just go here, just say height, just simply say object fit cover, and you could just also aspect ratio. I think it's supposed to be that, I don't know. Yeah, so, and you could also just go to this card, we say overflow hidden, and this will make sure that everything in the card is outside is hidden, and to give us that nice feeling of the card. And this one is going to be 100, this one is going to be 200. Okay, okay, so you just go ahead and work on this. For this one, just going to give it also a class name, and as you say, text is going to be like 0.6 rem. Okay, and say, of course, we have to have the padding. Let's say if we add here padding y of 4. Okay, I think that padding is okay. Okay, and I think even those titles are okay. So right now we have all these ones having the same the same content. Okay, what I'm not sure is if how we are going to put dynamically different components. Okay, let's first see first of all if it is possible to render a component from outside. So if this service list component is passed in here, how would we do that? For instance, let me just try. So I would just come here and let's see. Let's see. There are two ways. We could first copy this. Let's just go here and we add another thing, component. So I'm just going to say component, and you could pass in this whole component with a comma. Okay, so something like this. So let me just put component. We see how this one goes. Okay, so we have the component. So we could just come here and we say, for instance, we pass in tab dot component. So we could see if we just get an error or we still have the same thing. Okay, it seems like it is working. Okay, so we can pass in the component, which is great. So we can have here popular service component, the doctors component. So for instance, we have the doctors. Okay, so these other ones maybe we could just use one component that looks like this. It has an arrow just like that. Maybe we could just change only the colors. Okay, I'm just going to take in also like these ones in the services. I'm just going to say here a link card. So I'm just going to create just simply a link card. Okay, so I'm just going to say maybe doctors, and in the doctor I'm just going to put here a link card .tsx. In fact, this one just doesn't need much since it is only one thing. Just say here link cards, and let's go ahead and say RFC. Okay, and then I'm just going to come here and we are just going to make this a link. Just like that, from next link href, and then so here we're just going to have only two things, the title. Okay, so have your h2 which says, for instance, anxiety, and then down here is an arrow. So you could just go to the nav band, we get the arrow on the login instead of just using a React icon for that. Just going to search for login. Is this. We could just go back to the link cards, and then just down here we have that. Let's use flex, and you could just give flex gap of 1 rem, and we could just go ahead and give it. Now this bg, this one could be, we could pass in a class name. Okay, we could just here come and pass in a class name, and this is in the link card. We just go and pass in, for instance, a class name. Okay, so this is going to be class name string, something like that. So we just go and pass in the class name. Now I'm just going to use the tailwind merge. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use the tailwind merge for that. If wanted, we're trying to pass in this. Of course, in this case, since we don't have, like by default, if we don't have any background, I think it would work if we do something like this. So let's first put this, and let's do something like this, like this, and then you just see $class name. Okay, and this $class name specific is going to be the background. Okay, and then so for this case, let's just say bg slate 800 text slate 50 rounded md, and let's give it also padding y of 3, px of 6. Okay, so this is good. So I'm just going to call this link cards, and this one can just make it that it is not required. So just come here and copy this link cards, and let's take them to the tabbed items. I'm just going to bring this to the doctors. Okay, and for all these other ones are going to use these ones, but we'll be changing the background. Okay, so now let's go and check. So under the doctors we have these ones, and we can just go ahead and make them many. Where is them? linker distance, there are many. This is going to be the same grid. I'm just going to bring the same grid I put this side on services list, this grid here. Just put it to this grid here, and you can just go ahead and also have these many 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can have 6 of them. Okay, so this is how they look like. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how they look like. So here I want to be changing the colors by the same stuff. Now if we just try to do that, let's just say for instance, let's go to these tabbed items. Now we could just go and on this we could pass class name. Okay, so for instance, let's leave the doctors have the same color black, but then for specialists let's use a BG blue 900. Okay, for the symptoms, let's say class name is purple 950, just like that. It is supposed to be BG, just like that. And you can see this one I've changed, and even this one I've changed. Okay, okay, so we have this. Maybe others we have these ones. Can we have maybe red? That's red or pink, something like that. I'm not sure which color to use there. Okay, so we have those like this. At least they would just like give some sense of, but if you want you could create this. Okay, you could just go ahead and create all this as, you know, you could just go ahead and create those ones. Now we're also going to pass the content. Some of those ones they'll be taking content as like this component, and so it is this component should be taking in the data. Okay, to be taking in the data and so on and so forth. So you could just like create sample data, and we see how we could pass in this data. So for instance, for the popular services, now we cannot just like pass something which is already here, so I think we will not need content. Okay, we will not need content for sure. What I'm just going to do is we can have here const services, for instance, const services. After all, these ones are going to be coming from the database service, and let me just go ahead and have a list of services from here, for instance. So you can just like simply copy all these ones. So you have telehealth. So they take title. We need an image, so just have here title. Telehealth. Comma. We have the image, and this for now just going to put / doctor.jpg. It will need, of course, a slug. which will work on the URL. For now, we can just say header, and then we will have the image, the link. That's it. It just needs these three things for each of the services. Just copy this, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those are just going to be like this: prescription, okay, UTI consult, and then we have mental health. Okay, I'm gonna just say we are just going to put ED. That is erectile dysfunction. So just say here, put the ED consult. And I just say put also urgent care. Just say urgent care. One more time. Okay, so we have these ones. Now let me just come and pass them these services. Let me just come and pass them in here. I'm just going to come and pass them inside the service list here, just like that. Services. Let's go to the services and receive services, and we could just go ahead and say this is going to contain these three things here. If you want just to annotate the types, so you could just come here and you say this is string, string, and then string. It's simple as that. So since this is going to be an array, I'm just going to define like this. So just say like this: service prop. So you say type service props is equal to this. Okay, so just bring this here. So this is an array of this. Okay, so service props is going to be service prop services does not exist. Let's first see what are we passing here. So we're passing this services, even here I'm passing like services. So this is like an array. You can see here this is services is of type this, which is an array. Right now, this is how it's supposed to be, just like this. And this is the service prop array, same type of intrinsic attributes and service props. Proper services does not exist, and the type intrinsic and service props. So services and just pass this as data. Anyway, let's say data and we pass services, and let me just go this side and I say here I'm passing data do they need just me to annotate them like that is of this, something like that? Okay, that's much better. So data is service props, just like that. So now we can just come map through this, remove all these ones. I'm just going to simply map through this service. In fact, this is data now. Data dot map, and you have a service index. Can you say return? Let's return this. First of all, I'm just going to pass in a key, which is going to be I, and then you're going to pass in the service as service. Okay, of course this service is defined here. It must be having it has its props. Now in the service card we have to pass in this. Now we could just export type this, just go cut this. For now, let's just get it in types. So we just go and create a folder and just say types. So just going to be keeping a types in this, and type .ts, and let's start with export type. So just going to export service props and come here and just import these service props now, and then let's see, you come here to this, and let's receive this service, and this service I think is going to be does it have to be like this, service of service props? Let me just say service props, just like that. Yeah, so here we have the service dot image, service dot image. Here is going to be service dot title, okay, and then here of course is also title service dot title. Now there is this number of doctors. We shall see how to get that. For now, let's just leave it like that. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Then here we shall just connect with the slug. We shall be pushing services with the slug, so the slug will be put here. I can just say this one to, let's say, maybe services, and then we shall say dollar service dot slug, just like that. Okay, so we have this now being dynamic. Okay, so for these ones, they're dynamic now. You can see telehealth, video prescription, UTI consult, mental health, and all this. So urgent care, so you can see all these ones now are now dynamic. We can do the same thing for these ones. Okay, now we can also go ahead and put the icons. So if we just go to see the icons, okay, so for the doctors, just say something like this. Maybe we just say med, and we have these ones in this. Okay, for maybe we can just use this stethoscope for the doctors. Because maybe we couldn't get for the for the doctor. This is stethoscope. Just going to come here and pass in the icons. So for these services, stethoscope, just like that. Then we have the doctors. Let's use let me just use a microscope. Then we have specialists and symptoms. So we can just have also this one, activity. So for the specialist, I'm just going to use activity, and then for the other ones, symptoms, we can just give a syringe. Okay, so here I'm just going to use syringe. Okay, so yeah, so we have our section here. We have our sections here with nice icons. Okay, now any other section, so this section is done. You can have all these, for instance. We can also have popular doctors. Could have the one for the popular doctors, and then we could use that one. I think even we should use this one for this doctor card. We use this doctor card for when you just like booking them. We should just use this this doctor card just like that. It is the same card they have used here on the televisit, so we shall just use that card so that someone can use this for booking. So if you click, for instance, for more, they take you to this doctor's page, I guess. So there will be a doctor detailed page where you can just go ahead and book for the doctor. You can see, you check availability, and then you go ahead and book. Yeah, so this is what we will do. This is going to be a doctor detailed page. It might be more nicer than that, but basically it will have also information just like this. It will be showing the availability and two tabs. Okay, this is nice. You can see the service details, his services he provides. Okay, you can just go and read more information about this doctor just like that, and then there is also this part where you just look at the availability, and this is where we are going to have the calendar, and you see you can just go through his days, and then you can book the time. Okay, yeah, this is what we are going to do exactly to implement exactly with the doctor's page, and one single doctor is going to be just like this one. Okay, so I think we can also just go ahead and design the doctor's card. Now we have two designs. There is this, and then there is this. Okay, I think this one is more clean and more nice, so just going to use this one. Okay, I think just like the same with this, only that this one they have put like this video icon, and this may be popular royal patients blah blah, but just going to put this we're just going to put this one to design a doctor's card like this. And then if you just notice, it is for this case they are using this. Okay, I don't know if we need to also just use that, but we just first design this, and then we shall just say, for instance, featured. We're just going to first create a section for featured doctors, and we will end up with that, and then we have this doctor page. So I'm just going to give you some work to do so that maybe we move faster. The first thing I'm just going to give you the work is just go and try to design this card. Okay, so just try to design this card, and then when we come back we shall start from there. I'll just go ahead and also design this card offline, so when we come back we might just go ahead and actually work on these. If you click, for instance, on C, or this should be like our category page. So the category page is going to, all the pages, the categories are going to look like this. You can see service, and then we have this service. Basically it will be showing the doctors, and you can filter using, we are going to have some filters the way you see them here. Okay, so I have these filters here like this. This is going to be our category page. So we have basically 3 pages to design this category page: the doctors page, okay, and then of course the list page, the ones we are remaining with. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next one.